Well, spring cleaning has finally hit our house. I know I'm a little bit behind. Today I thought it would be fun to take a break from the recipes and share with you some of my favorite DIY cleaning recipes and also some of my very favorite cleaning supplies. So I hope that you enjoyed today's video. You can go ahead and hit the ribbon down on the bottom of the screen if you want to save this video so that you can come back to it whenever it's time for you to refill your spray bottle or laundry detergent. That way you'll know exactly where to go and find these recipes. I will also be sure and leave all of the recipes down in the description box. Let's get started. Before we go into any of the specific recipes, let's talk a little bit about why I choose to make my own cleaning supplies. Number one, I don't really like having all of the chemicals in my cleaning supplies. We get really close to all of the things that we spray in our bathroom, clean our counters with. We might get that in our food, and we certainly are going to breathe it in whenever we are doing our chores. And so that's one reason that really led me down this road. I don't like to feel like I'm choking when I'm cleaning my shower. I like to have clean cleaning supplies that I can trust will not make my family sick, will not cause me breathing problems. I really feel more comfortable myself using homemade ingredients, more natural ingredients, as opposed to all of the chemicals that I can't pronounce and don't really know the risks for. Reason number two would be the cost benefit. I can make a lot of my cleaning supplies for pennies on the dollar versus buying them from the store. Even if you go to Aldi or Walmart, a lot of those cleaning supplies are going to be $5 or $6 per bottle. You can go through a bottle in, I don't know, a week. That really adds up. But it is really nice to know how to make your own effective cleaning supplies that are really affordable and cost much, much less than they would at the grocery store. And third, I guess for me personally, my family has a lot of skin issues, and I have found that these ingredients that I use do not cause any problems for any of my family. So that's the main reason why I want my family to be as well as possible. And this is just a little thing that I can do to make sure that my family is well cared for and not exposed to the chemicals that cause them problems. I promise it's not hard. We're going to walk through every step of how to make all of these supplies, and by the end, I hope that you're convinced to give at least one or two of them a try yourself. For this recipe, you're going to need a really good high quality spray bottle. I like to use these glass bottles. They tend to last longer, and the components in them just seem to be a little bit better quality. I like the silicone bottom to this, so it's not always clanging and making a really loud noise, but also it does protect it if we accidentally drop it. I found this one at the thrift store, but you can also find these on Amazon or Walmart. Super easy to source. It's not going to cost a lot of money. $5 should get the job done. So let's talk about how to fill this with clean ingredients so that you can have a sparkling clean kitchen. The main ingredient for our all-purpose cleaner is going to be plain white distilled vinegar. This is a workhorse when it comes to making your own cleaners. You're going to want to have as big of a container as you can fit in your pantry, and you will use it on the regular. It is so inexpensive. I think this probably cost maybe $2, less than $3, I know. So it's so much of a savings when you talk about those name brand natural cleaners that are $6 to $7 per bottle, and then they last for a week. This is going to cost you less than $1 to make. It will be really easy and you will never go back. So all we're going to do is take off our spray nozzle. If you have a funnel that will fit into this top, it'd probably be a little bit neater of a process. I'm just going to eyeball it to about halfway full. Then I'm going to take a little bit of dish detergent. You can use whatever dish detergent you want, and you don't want much, just like a little bitty bit. Maybe a teaspoon is all you need. We're going to fill this up with water. We're going to leave a little bit of headspace because our last ingredient is going to be some kind of essential oil, either lemon or orange. Another way to get the essential oil into your cleaning solution is to sort of make your own with old orange peels. So all I did was fill up a container with orange peels and then cover them with some of our vinegar. If you set it away in the pantry or on the counter, maybe for 2 or 3 weeks, it's gonna turn this nice orange color, and that will have extracted all of the orange oil from the peels, and you have your own orange oil without having to spend a lot of money on the essential oil. Although I will say, orange essential oils do not cost much, so it's not like it really is going to break the bank if you just want to use this simpler method. After it's sat for plenty long enough to get all of the orange oil out, you can just strain it into a mason jar. This will keep your sprayer from clogging up with all of the pulp and stuff that's left over. And then we'll just pour a little bit until it fills up. Put the lid on, and you have an all-natural multi-purpose cleaner, antimicrobial. It's going to kill all of the germs on your counter. Honestly, I have never found anything that this multi-purpose cleaner will not work on. So instead of spending $5 or $6, you can just spend about 25 cents and have it on your counter ready to go in no time. When I use this cleaner, I like to use these microfiber cloths. Now, it is a known fact that all microfiber is not created equal. There are some microfiber cloths that make my skin crawl and are so annoying to use. I cannot stand them. They will leave little lint pieces everywhere, or they will not absorb the water. These are the very best microfiber cloths that I have ever found. They actually have embedded in them silver threading, which is supposed to really keep all of the germs out of the cloth itself. I actually found these particular microfiber cloths whenever I brought my first milk cow home. I did a lot of research, and this is the dairy farmer's very best friend when it comes to cleaning. Every dairy farmer knows it's really important to have a clean environment, especially when you're talking about raw milk. These are the cloths that they go to, and I thought I needed to add them to my list as well. And it turns out that they are great for cleaning in the house as well. So they work perfect on stainless steel, all of the appliances, the microwave, the stove, the dishwasher. They work good on wood and granite. They will bring a clean shine to. They are really good at scrubbing junk off of the counters also, so I highly recommend that you give these a try. I will link them down in the description box. You get like a bag of 25 for about $30, so a little more than $1 a piece. I promise you, you will not be sorry if you invest in these. And you know Amazon, if you don't like them, you can always send them back. While I'm talking about products that I really like, I'm going to mention these magic erasers. Now, these are not the name brand magic erasers. I find them to be way too expensive for my cheap taste, but it is amazing what you can do with one of these little foam rectangles. I like to use them in my sink. My sink gets dingy. I don't know if it's just me or if everybody does that, but we get a dingy sink in a minute. This will take care of it every single time. I have found that this is the best scrubber for the bathroom sinks and tubs. It will wipe right through soap scum. I don't know what these things are made out of, but I do know that they are pretty amazing. You can find a huge package of them on Amazon. I think the name brand ones run about $1 per rectangle, but these were in a multi-pack that were not the name brand, and they ended up costing maybe 25 to 30 cents a piece. So it's very well worth your investment to get them, give them a try. They will make cleaning so much easier and smoother. You can use them in the kitchen, in the bathroom, outside, on your walls. I mean, the possibilities for these little things are endless. Let's make our own laundry powder. I used to shred up a bar of soap and add it to the laundry powder, I have found that it's not necessary to include that ingredient. It really left sort of a grimy grunge on our clothes, and it does have a tendency to sort of stop up the washing machine. But I have found that these two ingredients, borax and super washing soda, do a really good job working together to make our clothes nice and clean without a lot of expense and without a lot of prep work. So this is super simple. Let me show you how I do it. You're going to want to start with a pretty large container. Now you can get a really cute one at Walmart for about $10 to $15, or you can just get this cheap one for $2 or $3. Of course, I'm going to choose the cheap one. And you also are going to need a scoop. This is an old coffee maker scoop. It's probably about 1.5 to 2 tablespoons. I use 1 to 2 of these scoops for each load, and that tends to get my clothes really nice and clean. All that you have to do is pour in the 2 ingredients, borax and super washing soda. Now this is not baking soda. This is different than baking soda. It does have baking soda in it, I think, but it's got other ingredients as well. I just like to sort of layer the 2 ingredients. That gives it a little bit better of a chance of combining well whenever we shake it up to mix it. And if I want it to be scented, I'll just add a little bit of essential oils to the container before I shake it up. You can also add it to the washing machine when you put in the powder, and that works just fine as well. Sometimes I will do it that way so that we can customize the different washes. I like to have my sheets smell like lavender, but my clothes, sometimes I want them to smell nice and clean, maybe like with lemon or orange or pine, just depending on what kind of mood I'm in. That will be the flavor of the week. Then you just mix up everything together. Just take a minute or so, shake it all up, make sure it's nice and combined. This size container will usually last my family a month and a half, maybe even 2 months. You can get both of these ingredients from Amazon. I like to put them on my subscribe and save list. That way, if you have 5 items in your subscribe and save on each delivery, you can get 15% off, which really adds up. So that's one of the best ways to source these. You can also find them at Walmart. I've not really looked for them anywhere else, but I do know that Walmart will have them. And also I will make sure and link them for Amazon down in the description box. Next up, let's talk about making your own dish detergent. This is for the dishwasher, not washing by hand, but I found these tablets at Costco. They're the Blue Land no plastic tablets. They work really good, and I found them on sale, and they are right around 20 to 25 cents per load. So they're pretty affordable, but you can make your own for only 8 cents per load. The supplies that we're gonna need is gonna be just a container. I think this recipe is 3 cups, maybe 4. So just big enough to make sure that it will all fit. You can adjust your recipe if you need to. And then some measuring cups, a cup and half a cup is what you're gonna need. The ingredients that we're gonna use to make our own dish powder is we're gonna come back to the super washing soda. We're gonna use baking soda, kosher salt, which is like coarse salt. It's gonna be like bigger pieces of salt. You don't wanna use fine, regular table salt. You'll want the bigger pieces. And then this is citric acid. You can find citric acid either in the cleaning department at Walmart, or you can find it where they sell like the canning supplies. That will also be over there. I found that this was the cheapest brand that I could find at the Walmart that I went to, but I think you can source it cheaper off of Amazon. Again, I will link all of these ingredients down in the description box so that it will be easy for you to go and add them to your subscribe and save box. And if you want to make your dish powder scented, you can use some lemon oil, which we're going to use. We're going to do that part first because we need to combine the salt and the lemon oil to make sure that it will combine well and not sort of clump up everything else. We're going to add 1/2 cup of this kosher salt. And however much of this lemon oil you want, I got this off of Amazon. It's really good quality. It's organic, and I like to diffuse it. I also like to use it in my all-purpose cleaner sometimes. So we'll just put like 4 or 5 droppers full. It's nice and scenty, so that'll be good. I'm gonna put the lid on it and mix this up. Okay, now everything should combine well without clumping together. We're gonna use 1/2 cup of this citric acid, 1 cup of the super washing soda, and 1 cup of baking soda. If you're sensitive to different powders being in the air, you might want to wear a mask when you're doing this because some of these finer ingredients sort of get in your nose a little bit. But we're just gonna shake this up, make sure it's all nice and combined. And you'll just want to use about a tablespoon of this every load. It should work really good as far as getting everything clean, but you may want to add some vinegar in your rinse aid compartment of your dishwasher, and that will make sure and get everything nice and spot free. Next up, I want to talk about this amazing cleaner right here. Now, this is a new one from Walmart. It's the Dawn Power Wash. I didn't know that they had a free and clear version, so I got that just to show you that it is available, but it is pretty expensive. You're gonna need to buy this once because you need this spray nozzle. It is a really good spray nozzle to use when you're cleaning your bathroom and your kitchen. I have really started using this as my go-to cleaner in almost every room. I really like the way that it will spray, and a lot of times if you can get it going, it will have like a continuous spray, and then it's just real easy to wipe off. Obviously, I did way too much because I was trying to show you how it works, but it cleans right up and it just leaves everything nice and clean. I especially like to use this in the toilet. I know nobody really wants to talk about cleaning the toilet, and I'm not going to show you a video of me cleaning my nasty toilet, but I will just tell you, this is a game changer when it comes to cleaning the toilet. It will get everything so sparkly clean, and it's really easy to use. It's also really affordable to make yourself. So all you need is one of these containers, use it all up, and then let me tell you how to make a refill. We're gonna use 4 tablespoons of dish detergent. Now, obviously, they think you should use the Blue Dawn. I don't really like the Blue Dawn because of all of the sort of harsh chemicals in it. I know they say it's not harsh, but for my hands, it is. And so we're just gonna use this free and clear that I got BOGO at Publix the other day. Of course, I'm going to make a mess, and I've sort of lost count. That's supposed to be 4. Hopefully it was. And then we want 2 tablespoons of this 70% isopropyl alcohol. We're going to fill it the rest of the way up with water. Put the lid back on and give it a real nice shake. So for less than 50 cents, you have a brand new bottle of Power Wash ready to clean all of your dishes, your stovetop, your toilets, everything that needs to be clean and shiny. This will get the job done with no trouble at all. Well, that's really all of the cleaning recipes that we'll go over today, but I did have a little bit of a tip that I learned recently that has saved me a lot of money, and I wanted to share it with you. I thought today's video would be a really good opportunity. Earlier in the year, maybe in February, my face broke out from some kind of cream that I was using. Since then, I have been really careful about what I put on my face, and I had started using these makeup removal cloths so that I could make sure and get everything on my face nice and cleaned off before I went to bed to try to prevent any kind of relapse from that terrible episode. And what I have discovered is makeup removal wipes are super expensive. I mean, like 50 cents a piece, and I cannot justify that expense. So I sought out after a good alternative that will get my face nice and clean and ready for bed without breaking our budget each month. And I think I have found a really good solution. So if you get a package of free and clear baby wipes, they are specifically made for sensitive skin. You can use these on your face as is. You don't have to do anything extra to them. They will wipe off your makeup really nice. I don't wear a lot of makeup. I'm not sure if you can see that, but at the end of the day, when you're ready to clean off your makeup, you can just give it a good wipe and it will clean your makeup off just like that. just like one of those expensive Neutrogena makeup wipes will. And if you want an astringent to make sure that you get all of the germs off of your face, adding some of this witch hazel to your wipe does even better. You don't have to do much, just a little bit. I already had this. I think it costs probably $4 or $5 at the store, but Walmart sells their own brand for maybe just a couple of dollars. But you can just wipe your makeup off with this and it gets it off easily and make sure that all of the germs are removed as well. So there's a little bit of a bonus. I think this package costs $2 at Walmart, and if you were to get 64 makeup wipes, it probably would cost at least 20. So there is a really big savings opportunity. And I hope that it will help you. It really has helped me to feel like my skincare routine is better now than it has been in the past without having to spend a whole lot of extra money. So I hope that's helpful for you. I hope that all of these other cleaning recipes have been helpful for you as well. I would love to hear down in the comments all of your favorite DIY cleaning tricks and tips. I'm so glad that you are here to share all of your knowledge with me and everyone else. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful week. I love you, and I will see you again next time.